Greetings from Mobility Outlook and welcome to Mobility Conversations. Today we are at Fuji Electric India, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Fuji Electric Company of Japan, which is celebrating 100 years this year. We are going to meet Mr. Karthik B. He is the business head, automation division of Fuji Electric India. Karthik, welcome.
Welcome, sir.
So I'm so happy to visit the factory. It was very nice, interesting concepts, interesting technologies that I could see. So Fuji India is, I think, into many things, like factory automation, including the instrumentation, electric distribution, then in industrial control products and solutions for the automation in person. What kind of solutions Fuji can offer for the vehicle manufacturers, irrespective of two-wheeler, three-wheeler, passenger cars, or commercial vehicles?
So, as you know, Fuji Electric is focused on factory and process automation. We have products which can automate the vehicle operation lines, which are predominantly on the flagship products of PLCs and the variable frequency drives. So, vehicle operation process like your assembly lines or your paint shops or body shops, which requires a fair amount of automation, we can offer you a complete range of products and solutions for these areas also.
Okay. From the point of view of component manufacturers, because their requirement is completely different, they work on faster production rate, etc. What kind of a support you extend to them?
See, the products what we have, I think, are modular. As I said, we can scale the solution up. So when you look at a vehicle manufacturer, as you rightly said, it's a comprehensive solution. But for an auto component manufacturer, it can be more a kind of a component product approach, where we can automate a standalone machine, like an SPM machine or a milling machine or a process machine or whatever is there, a furnace equipment or whatever. So we have tailor-made equipments which can help automate a component supplier to increase the productivity of his machine also.
Okay. So to that extent, what kind of benefit they can accrue?
See, the biggest benefit of an automation, as I look at, is how do we achieve fair amount of consistency in what we do, repeatability in terms of whatever applications we are trying to achieve, or the operator, in spite of the change in operator, how the manufacturing process doesn't suffer, so the quality of the product remains fairly consistent. That's the biggest benefit which an automation system can provide, and our solutions can ensure that all these requirements are met for, I would say, a larger vehicle manufacturer or an automotive manufacturer or a auto component supplier. Okay. So we can be relevant to both ends of the spectrum.
Something like the reducing the takt time for the vehicle manufacturers?
Yeah, that is also something pretty important, because I think today productivity is something all of us keep talking about, and that's productivity is the biggest game changer, right? So I think automation systems from our side are very open in terms of their openness to accepting interfaces from any kind of a third-party system or high-level system or communication to any other system, thereby improving the yield, I would say, of a particular process in terms of, or like what you said, the TAKT time, right? You said, because every process has a cycle time, and the more the automation system is able to take care of that in terms of resiliency, being available and ensuring consistency, I think we should be able to guarantee the TAKT time of the process also.
Okay. From the component manufacturer's point of view, they always worry about reducing the cost per unit. So would automation help them in reducing the cost per component?
Yeah, I think this is like it's always a question of chicken or egg, but I can safely say the automation on a lifetime ensures that you are able to get more yield of the machine than what you normally. So maybe there's a capex investment on the equipment, but it pays off as you have the utility of the machine going up, and you're able to realize the benefits of the automation over the utilization of the machine. That's the way I look at it. But having said that, since we have a scalable product and solution, so we will be able to adapt our automation solution to tailor fit the machine, which can make the overall cost of the machine, both to the OEM and to the end user, competitive.
Okay. But generally, automation or robotics, anything, people construe it as and high investment and then probably eliminating people. So, but automation is slightly in between. So, how do you see this?
See, I think I would say, I think there's always a thought that anything which is automatic is going to eliminate jobs. On the contrary, I believe this is going to enrich jobs. So today's, I think the workers' expectation of the factory environment is vastly changing. So I think that's it. Today we are in a knowledge worker economy. So it's very important for the worker to also not do mundane tasks, because then you are going to get a fatigue. The worker is not going to be really motivated to do the same job again and again. So automation does two things. Automation, as I said, as we talked about, improves start time, improves productivity, improves consistency. A lot of good things are there in automation, which means there is more money which is made out of an investment. So, and then this can ultimately create more jobs. That means that worker from doing a mundane job also becomes a knowledge worker. So he adds value to himself. And this is the only way, I keep saying that in today's situation we talk about career security than a job security in a lot of context. So I think automation gives a worker a career security that is onward in terms of technology, which is what is
Companies, factories, especially making components or the vehicles, they are talking about industry 4.0, connected, etc. To what extent automation, especially Fuji Electric, can support their intent in going towards the new concept?
That's a pretty interesting question and a very, very relevant question in today's scenario. I think today's situation is there's a world of choice before a customer to use products of his choice. Automation is a very competitive market. So two things good from Fuji. One, it comes from a global technology. It's a global company, as you rightly said, it's a Japanese company. Technology is global and the technology is extremely open. So all our products are open to compatibility. I would say when I say compatibility, upward and downward compatibility. So if you want our system to communicate to a higher level system, which need not be Fuji. Yes, we are available on open communication protocols. We are also available for any downward system interfaces on communication. So this interoperability between systems, I would say both on the upstream and the downstream, offers a variety of choice to the vendor in terms of how he wants to automate, when he wants to automate, to what scale he wants to automate. So I think we have all the flexibility with us to give the best of the experience to the customer.
Are the equipment or the gadgets that you make IoT compatible?
Yes, so that's why I said we talk about open protocols. IoT is all about aggregating data, contextualizing data, and able to display that real time in terms of what the user wants to see. So the first most important criterion for any success of an IoT project is whether the systems are open. Are they open for communication? Are they open for accepting interfaces from third-party equipment? So I think that's the first step in the right direction. So we do have products, I would say, which are open at the automation layer in various levels. They're open. We also have our own, I would say, interface systems, SCADA systems, and IoT analytics systems also, which can give dashboards, kind of reports for KPIs or whatever OEE kind of information, whatever the user is looking for. We also have our own solutions also for the same. So products are open for communication, upward and downward. We also have our own IoT solutions for data analytics using the latest trends of AI, ML, and all that. So I think we are absolutely available to meet the requirement of the user as per his choice.
Does it mean that the Fuji's equipment does not need any interface or the middleware, like in the case of software, to get compatible with the other systems? Yeah,
I think the scale, since it is open, but obviously there are. It's an industrial automation environment. It is not exactly IT. So there's a little bit of a difference there. But what is very important is, are we compatible to open things like Ethernet, which is going to be the future? Are we open to having protocols like OPC, which is very important for interface to? Yes, we are. So we do have products which are compatible to global standards, which makes a task of integration to a higher level system, which can be IoT system or a MES system or a ERP system. So as the case may be, it is very open. So it is seamless and the integration is quite natural, that you don't have to, the user doesn't have to go about a roundabout solution for achieving this communication.
We also hear a lot about human machine interface. So, where does Fuji play?
So human machine interface is very important because as a part of an operator interfacing with the process, this is the only way an operator, whether it is a machine operator in an auto component industry or a line operator in the case of vehicle manufacturer, sees and visualizes the process. So we have a very good range of products. We have complete operator panels which are available in various display sizes, form factors, which will allow the operator to real time view the process.
Okay.
We can also graphically design the screens so the process, the operator can actually visualize the process in the screen. Okay. So he sort of operates the plant or his machine from the screen. So this gives immense kind of comfort to the operator to real time seeing what's happening and take some action from the operator screen. Yes, we have quite a good range of products on that also. Yes.
Okay. So, there are a lot of companies doing the same. But what will be the compelling reason for any customer to come to Fuji and then take products?
Yeah, I think, yes, you're right. It's a globally competitive market, as all of us, we have respected competition from all MNC companies who are definitely good. I think the compelling reason for Fuji, as I said, is one is a global technology. And second part, what Fuji is trying to do as a part of our initiative towards India is trying to see how we can customize a lot of products and solutions to the Indian market. So there is an initiative for the company to onward investment on our R&D facilities in India. So the second part, we'll have a lot of our products manufactured in India. So to that extent, we are trying to tropicalize or customize the product to the Indian conditions, because Indian conditions in terms of temperature, humidity, the operated conditions of the product are vastly different than mature economies. So while it's a global product, our continuous endeavor is to see what we can do to localize it using our local R&D team and also certain amount of local manufacturing to blend it into the Indian market. So I think that would be, I would say, a sort of a great differentiator for Fuji Electric versus some of our competitors.
Yeah, I think your R&D does that. No, it is developing embedded firmware suitable for the local conditions in the country. So, are there any learnings for Fuji Global from India? Because when you address the cost and also the other elements that are required for a competitive market, do you see there are learnings for the global?
I think that's a very healthy interaction which happens between our global R&D team and the local R&D team, because that's the only way we can leverage the sort of the global best practices. Yes, there are some products and firmware which has got developed, which were developed unique for India, which now Fuji would like to also look at it, whether they can replicate it outside of India.
Okay.
So for example, not exactly on vehicle manufacturing, but I would say solar. Solar is a very big, demanding, growing market in India, right? Solar pumps. And now with the government initiative towards drinking water till the last household, which is there, Fuji is one of the very leading players for drive technology in this area. So the firmware for this to take is being developed by our local R&D in India. And this firmware is, of course, there's a lot of collaboration which happens with our principals in Japan, but the base, the source is being developed out of India, and our endeavor is to share this knowledge so that such projects which come out maybe in a foreign country, say for example, say Africa in future, we might use something similar.
Okay.
So that's what we want to do. This is a part of the global clause the company has towards the market and towards global CSR responsibilities as a company. The company wants to do. So I think I would say be global and act local is something which we have to do continuously to be more relevant to the market and more relevant as a responsible automation provider also.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Automotive companies, whether it is vehicle manufacturers or component suppliers, they also need testing, end of line testing in the case of suppliers, and they heavily depend upon the hardware in the loop, etc. Is Fuji providing solutions on those lines?
We do solutions for something like, for example, a dynamometer test machine for a car testing as a part of the finished product of the car. So our variable frequency drives very often get used to ensure that the what we call typically as a crash test for the vehicle, the precision of those exactly happens on time. We also have some, I would say, wireless diagnostic solutions for vibration monitoring also. So, which is pretty useful for, I would say, drawing predictive analytic reports. So, this kind of solutions we also offer for, I would say, test bed or test kind of a test scenario kind of solutions for auto manufacturers or auto component kind of people who want to do some tests and simulation before they really launch the vehicle. Yes, we do that.
Okay, that's very interesting to know. And the performance validation is one such thing that vehicle manufacturers and also suppliers depend on. What kind of support Fuji Electric can extend to them?
See, I think products are very customizable, as I said. So, because the products are general products, so we can work with the OEMs of these solutions, who give this kind of solutions, try to customize our product and our control approach towards these applications, and also we can generate reports and screens which will help the operator get the feel of how it is going to look real time for him. Because the requirement of two manufacturers can be vastly different. So the product is same, the amount of engineering or the amount of flexibility the product can offer depends on how much we can customize to the satisfaction of the user. So that's the advantage we have. We are not fixed that there's only one form factor we do. We are very flexible to customize our solutions to the requirement of the user also.
So you can assess gas, liquid, all others, the pressure, temperature.
Yeah, I think, see, we may not have complete solutions for all the products in our portfolio, but for whatever we have, and we also have people who can also assist the OEMs for the right kind of partners to get it. Because as a part of our ecosystem, we work with a lot of partners who also specialize in solutions also for the industry. So they buy maybe standard products from us, they integrate solutions, which will have Fuji, which will have some part of third party also, but they have core domain knowledge also, which can help the OEM or the end user achieve his solution objective also. Yes.
When when customers resort to automation, they need continuous operation. Line stoppage is the last that they can think about. So in that case, how do you support your customers in the case of service? Is there a prognostics initiative taken by Fuji?
Okay. Again, a very nice question, because I think it's very important that the equipment which gets installed is sort of performing to its consistent level continuously, especially in industries like automotive, which is pretty demanding. So what we say is, first of all, the products what we do, as I said, are extremely reliable. They have very, very high MTBF and MTTR kind of mean time before failures and mean time before repair are extremely very good parameters we have. Almost like 99.9% kind of availability of our systems. Second part, the products what we have are very highly available. So that's something which we ensure that we have a pretty good amount of stock of the products available across the country. And we also have an extended support base, both Fuji support engineers and also our partner support engineers. As a continuous endeavor, we also keep training people. As a responsible Japanese company, training of our customers and training of our own staff is something which keeps happening regularly. Our partners also get trained up and certified pretty regularly. So this sort of ensures that the person who attends to a breakdown call or a service call is very knowledgeable. And two parts of one, there's a component availability which is important. Two, there's a trained manpower which is available. So we try to bridge both. And as a part of our initiative to all our customers, we take an effort to train the operators or train the user extensively of our system. And some of our best customers are our best advocates ultimately, because they have extensively used our technology, seen the benefit of the product, and that's how we go. So there's a lot of, I would say, formal training which happens for the user, our own staff, partners, so that they are well trained. And also we encourage periodic updating of our technology to the customers on a proactive basis, and we make our components extremely available, which is something which is very important in today's context, so that users are at peace of mind, not worrying about spare parts.
Do you also support the requirements, like for example, the maritime industry, the ports or the airports? Because everywhere there is what equipment, the rotating equipment are there, like motors and such things.
So very nice. I think, I think one of the very, I would say, strong business for Fuji globally, and that's a business which we are also now picking up pace in India for the last 4 years, is our business for port and metal handling. There, Fuji does complete solutions for automation directly. So, in fact, India is one of the center of competence declared globally for port crane business. So, we have a COE in India. We have a dedicated team of engineers who focus on this business and work with port operators and OEMs. So the solutions what we offer predominantly is for automating these kind of cranes and metal handling equipment of any form and factor. We retrofit existing systems, replace existing systems. We also automate systems which are not automated. So we do end-to-end automation for these cranes to improve the productivity. And another very interesting solution we have started doing for port is around what we call a shore-to-ship power supply. This essentially means...
How do you call it?
Shore-to-ship power supply.
Okay.
So what essentially it means is we are trying to make, as a part of the Green Port Initiative, what's happening is one of the biggest cause of pollution is the diesel. So and what happens is when the ship docks, obviously to have a situation that we are able to have a safe shutdown of the various things. If now it's highly dependent on the diesel power of the ship. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to have a converter system which will enable this port guy shut off the complete diesel and translate that directly onto a sort of a mobile power supply system which can help him do it very efficiently. So I think this is something we are talking actively to customers. It is still gaining traction as we speak in India because it is something new to India, maybe very popular in the developed economy. But I think this is something which we feel as a trend in future will pick up. And what we offer is a UPS-based solution or power electronics-based solution out of our factory in Pune. So that's something which is pretty unique for us, and we look forward to this being a growing business for us in future.
Karthik, it was indeed interesting talking to you. Thank you so much for sparing your available time and talking to Mobility Outlook.
Thank you. Pleasure was mine. Thank you.